Welcome to Shorr Solutions, the podcast. I'm your host, Jay Shorr. I'm the CEO and founder of Shorr Solutions, a national and award-winning consulting firm assisting aesthetic and surgical practices with their operational, administrative, and financial success. I have an amazing team of practice management experts and clients across the U.S., and as an industry expert with firsthand experience owning a multi-million-dollar cosmetic dermatology and plastic surgery practice, listen in as I lend you my expertise and best tips to successfully manage and grow your aesthetic practice. I will also be bringing in guests along the way, so get ready to be equipped to operate your aesthetic practice strategically and profitably. Welcome to Shorr Solutions, the podcast. Hello again, and welcome to another episode number 106 of Shorr Solutions, the podcast, and I'm your host, Jay Shorr. Today, we're going to be speaking about why do you need a consulting team that understands cosmetic and medical surgery? Well, do you really want to do business with somebody that doesn't understand your type of business? Example, you always want somebody that speaks your language. Speak to a listener in a language they understand. So when a consultant understands medicine and surgery, they know medical terminology and they have the ability to converse with you about the procedures, the treatments, and the services that you perform at your practice. It's very interesting because many times you'll deal with people and it's very generic. They don't actually know everything that you do. So I wouldn't have a carpenter necessarily being my plumber. Or I wouldn't have a cardiologist doing liposuction. Now, look, I know they do. However, let's speak in a language that everybody understands, that they know your business. And you also want to know that your consultant has specialized knowledge versus generic knowledge. Because a consulting team with expertise in cosmetic, plastic surgery, medicine brings specialized knowledge to the table. What is that? They understand the acronyms. Look, every business has an acronym, right? A, B, C, X, Y, Z. It's the three-letter acronyms. They understand the different procedures. They understand the different machines, neurotoxins, neuromodulators, dermal fillers. They understand all of this, the difference between an erbium and a YAG and a CO2 and a radio frequency. Look, if you don't know that business, it's going to be more difficult to help you get further ahead and bring your practice from good to great, like I spoke about in episode number 105. And the consultant also will understand the intricacies of the industry, including the latest trends, technologies, laws, and regulations. And that in itself is probably one of the most important things, because don't deal with somebody that really doesn't have a knowledge of what's legal in specific states and commonwealths. All right. So people say, well, what do you mean state, commonwealth? Well, they're basically the same, except that the commonwealth has from Massachusetts and Virginia and Pennsylvania and Kentucky. Basically the same semantics. Tailored solutions. Your consultant will bring specific, refined, defined, tailored solutions that align with your practice's goals and objectives. Goals and objectives, you ask? Well, sure. You better have good goals and objectives, because you should have done that in your business plan. You should have done the SWOT analysis for your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And a good consulting company can provide insights and recommendations specific to your field, optimizing processes and maximizing efficiency. It is very, very important, because otherwise, how are they going to know about the right EMR, about the right keywords in social media, how to analyze that, chart of accounts in your P&L, what is a medical supply and what is office supplies and office expenses as it relates to your business, medical equipment, all of that stuff. You want to make sure that they're able to bring all of this industry insights to your attention. You gain access to various and variable industry insights and stay ahead of the competitors by leveraging your consultant's knowledge of the market. Now look, We go to a dozen conferences a year. And doing that and going to a dozen conferences a year, we see all the different vendors. I hear other speakers. I learn about different ways to perform procedures. Now, I am not a physician. Therefore, I can't give any medical advice. However, what I bring to the table is having these insights of what's out there and what's new in the industry, which is very, very important because you want to leverage that knowledge in the marketplace. Yes, we're going to take a quick break and a slight intermission. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our Conversion Cascade online course. With this self-guided and powerful course, you and your team will be able to master acquiring and retaining more patients. As a step-by-step sales funnel training, this course is designed to help you and your team attract more patients, convert calls to consults, convert consults to treatments and procedures, and keep patients coming back for more. Not only will our Conversion Cascade online course help to strengthen and develop your team's phone sales and customer service skills, it will also serve as a valuable onboarding training tool for each and every new team member. Plus, in the course, you'll receive downloadable marketing checklists, phone scripts, conversion tracking tools, and more. So why not sign up for the course today? It only takes less than 4 hours to complete, and you can finish at your own pace, and you'll have lifetime access. And as a special thank you for being our podcast listener, we're giving you 20% off. Just enter the discount code PODCAST to start saving today. Click the link in our show notes to sign up for the Conversion Cascade online course. Acquire and retain more patients right now. One of the most important things, compliance. Compliance is a big deal because you have to get acquainted with the laws and the regulations that your practice needs to stay compliant with. Compliance and regulations. So who are one of the best in the industry at that? MSPA. Alex Tiersch, a colleague of mine. With MSPA, they have developed all these compliances and regulations that we also know and bring to the table. And we help you to get acquainted with all these laws and regulations, because one thing I can assure you and I can tell you, I have spoken to multiple attorneys that have different opinions of what you can do, and even in the same state. A good consultant can help you identify the areas of risk for your practice and prevent potential violations. I know that as an executive management consulting company, we don't allow our client to get involved in something that can actually hurt them or bring them down. So we help identify those areas of risk, and we will advise you not to do anything illegal, unethical, or immoral. Just because something is legal doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. We have to have ethics and morality, because although you'll get away with it, the type of people that you attract, whether it's staff or patients, if you don't practice ethics and morality, you're going to attract those same type of people. And I promise you, you will pay for it in the long run, because they're going to expect that certain things are done that are not ethical and they're not moral, although they may be legal. A good consulting company should have strategic connections. We have established networks of people and strategies in this industry, and we leverage these connections to access the resources, get better deals, and expand your practice's reach, because it's our contacts with our colleagues. When, like I said, we go to these wonderful conferences and we make these connections, whether it's with another practitioner in your field, and we share it with them, and we share our own clients' win-win situations, never the deficiencies by name. We'll help you would improve that, but we can also help you with gain connections in the industry, whether it's financial, operational, administratively. And most one of the other important things is you want a coach. You want somebody that's going to help and train you. We are not employers. We're coaches. even the best athletes in the world. Name a sport. LeBron James in basketball, the former Tom Brady, one of the best in football, hockey, Sergei Bobrovsky, in soccer, Messi. One thing they all have in common, they all have a coach, and that's who we are. A good consulting company will be your coach, and you can have continuous support and training from your coach for your staff to ensure that you have the best practices, policies, protocols, and procedures. Look, it's easy when you hire a company that doesn't have to reinvent the wheel, and a good consulting company will help you to maximize profit. See, they're $100 bills. Like a fan, the good consulting company will help you identify revenue generating and expense reduction opportunities to optimize practice profitability. Because whether or not it's looking at all of your expenses, and in another episode we shared that out of every dollar that you generate in revenue, 20 to 30, 35 cents of that dollar might be a profit. But if you have a good consulting company that can help you reduce your expenses, every dollar that we help you reduce in your expense is a profit dollar. So really, that's why, in a nutshell, you need a good consulting team that understands cosmetic medicine and surgery for your increased profitability. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it has been an honor and a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with you, sharing how you need a consultant and a team that understands cosmetic medicine and surgery. Until episode number 107, good luck. God bless. So that wraps up today's episode of Shorr Solutions, the podcast. If we mentioned any website links, you can find them in our show notes. To work directly with me and our award-winning team of consultants to increase efficiency, increase revenue, and decrease costs in your aesthetic practice, schedule a free consult with us today. We will help you establish and refine your aesthetic practice's protocols for maximum efficiency and productivity, decrease your expenses, and increase your profitability with an expert financial analysis of your business, attract more patients, convert calls to consults, convert consults to treatments, and keep patients coming back for more with our sales training, coaching, and complimentary access to our Conversion Cascade online course. Recruit, hire, and train new team members and manage any staff turnover with our human resource expertise, plus more. Head over to our show notes and click on the link to schedule a free 30-minute consult with us today. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to spread the word and share this episode with your friends, colleagues, and the rest of your team. Remember to also follow us on social media at Shorr Solutions and sign up for our e-newsletter. You'll learn about our latest tips, blog posts, services, videos, webinars, and more. Links to our social media channels and to sign up for our e-newsletter are in our show notes. So see you next time, and remember to leave us a review and subscribe for more valuable content.